Good evening. The Prime Minister has finally caved to pressure and backed in WA's share of the GST worth billions of dollars.
Anthony Albanese is in Perth and has guaranteed our slice of the pie will be unchanged, despite other states circling for a bigger share. Here's State Political Editor Jeff Parry.
The Prime Minister has a lot on his plate on this visit to Perth. Last night it was a campaign fundraiser, exclusive access for anyone prepared to splash out 10 grand. Today he was officially back on the books, visiting what will become the Henderson Defence Precinct, a vital cog in the AUKUS wheel for shipbuilding and submarine maintenance. A big story. But at the moment the GST is a bigger one. When the Productivity Commission recommended scrapping WA's guaranteed share of GST revenue, the Prime Minister's response was WA would continue to get a fair share. He didn't seem to understand the confusion caused by what he meant by fair share.
Well, I've said it multiple times. I've signed people's body parts, for goodness sake.
But the PM knew this was brewing and he had to put it to bed.
No Prime Minister has visited WA as regularly as I have, and they deserve their fair share of the GST.
But what is a fair share?
Well, if you want to listen, I'll tell you, Jeff. What I would like to remind people, what I believe is very clearly, there will be no change to WA's GST arrangements whilst I'm Prime Minister.
Let's have that again. So unequivocally, no change.
No change to WA's share of the GST.
Premier Roger Cook, who described the Productivity Commission as East Coast clowns and other premiers whingers, was understandably delighted with the clarification.
He gets WA, and that's why he's continuing to come here on time and time again to back the state and to back our economy, back Western Australian jobs.
The Prime Minister's leaving now, but there's one place he's confirmed he's not going. That's the secret harbour electorate, up for a by-election on Saturday. It's only 30 minutes down the track, but he has other business. That saw the Liberals trying to make the most of what for them is a losing proposition, but the point won't be lost on One Nation supporters.
Jeff Parry joins us now. Jeff, you're outside Royal Freshwater Bay Yacht Club, where the Prime Minister is due to arrive tonight.
Yes, for yet another fundraiser, Tim. He might not be going there, but at least he can help raise some of the $400,000 that Labor is reported to be spending on the Secret Harbour by-election. It's an invitation-only event tonight, a much broader cross-section of Perth than last night's $10,000 a head event. Guests tonight only have to stump up $2,500 apiece. That gets them some top-shelf wine and perhaps a little time with the Prime Minister, Premier Roger Cook, and a sprinkling of government ministers. Labor is hoping to raise around $1 million during the Prime Minister's visit. Campaigning is an expensive business. Ange?
Jeff, thank you. A southern suburbs neighbourhood is in fear tonight after a home was targeted twice in terrifying gang attacks. This morning, masked thugs armed with machetes and an axe forced their way inside and stabbed the occupants. As Rachel Tasker reports, they are still on the run.
2 nights in a row, this Warnbro home has been the target of a terrifying ambush. A gang of masked men armed with machetes, axes and knives attempted to break in on Saturday night, then again at 2 o'clock this morning, this time forcing their way inside.
I heard quite a big disturbance outside, people yelling.
Police say once inside they attacked 2 men.
He said he was lying on the couch, he was sleeping and someone stabbed him.
A man in his 50s managed to run to his neighbours for help after being stabbed in the back.
We heard the door knock, we opened the door, there was a guy outside, he said someone is trying to kill him, and then he asked us to help him. I just called the cops.
The second victim, a man in his 40s, was stabbed in the chest and stomach.
Disturbed and quite traumatised by the situation.
This axe found dumped on the neighbour's lawn.
I understand that incidents like this are distressing to the community. However, police confirm this is a targeted incident and we believe there is no ongoing threat to the wider community.
Police were here within minutes, but when they arrived, it was already too late. The group of 4 thugs had disappeared. Detectives haven't ruled out organised crime links.
We know there are people in the community with information that could help identify those responsible. If you saw something, captured something, or know something, we want to hear from you.
Both men have been discharged from hospital, while the armed gang tonight remains on the run. Rachel Tassaka, 7 News.
Police are investigating a violent assault near Lake Monger. A man aged in his 50s was attacked and robbed by two men on Power Street just after 2 this morning. The freeway off-ramp was closed for several hours as police searched for evidence. The victim of the assault was taken to Royal Perth Hospital with severe injuries.
The 5 suspended swans at the centre of the sexual assault investigation have now been banned from attending the Brownlow Medal. The police probe today cast a shadow over the finals launch, where AFL CEO Andrew Dillon was grilled on the scandal for the first time.
The tensions of the hardest week in Swans history told in the faces of the players post-match.
Very emotional scenes here on what has been a very dark and difficult week.
The fan support overwhelming for some.
They do it for us every week, but this week felt a little bit extra special.
And in a quiet player pact, each had taped their wrists, a solidarity gesture.
To rally and stand together was the most pleasing thing.
The AFL pushing on too, today launching the final series. Interesting choice of room to do it. The Pullman Hotel looming in the background as the CEO, in his first public appearance, defended the code.
I think the actions of a few don't define the actions of the entire industry.
The Pullman Five, Isaac Heaney, Chad Warner, Riley Bice, James Jordan and Nick Blakey, suspended over the hotel scandal a week ago. Further punished today, out of Brownlow night.
The invitations for the Brownlow will be going out this week. Those players won't be invited.
But technically still eligible, as an online petition demands they be kicked out altogether. The AFL also confirming none had been tested for drugs, but saying they might.
And in any event, a hair sample that would be taken, it goes back 3, 4, 5 months.
With confirmation, lawyers for the 3 women at the centre of the scandal are now claiming there were multiple assaults, not just the one police are investigating.
And whatever the outcome of the criminal investigation, we intend to explore other avenues for our client to seek justice.
All 3 seeking compensation.
We will be putting all of the relevant parties on notice in due course.
The 5 only admitting behaviour breaches.
Are you allowed to drink alcohol during the season?
You really only have a few drinks when there's an 8, like a longer break.
This interview with Isaac Heaney surfacing from last year.
I'm a bit of a saint in season and loosen up in the off-season.
Not, it seems, this season. Chris Reason, 7 News.
To developing news now, we have video just in that could trigger a whole new headache for the AFL. Amelia Broon joins us live, and Amelia, it involves star Richmond players this time. What does it show?
Well, Tim, this video has come from Richmond's Mad Monday celebrations after their shocking season ended on Saturday. Some players can be seen being slapped or whipped, mimicking reactions to those slaps. One player pulls down his pants and asks another to whip him. With so much scrutiny on the players, how they would be celebrating the end of the season following the Swans scandal, this is the last thing the AFL needs, and the club has been contacted for comment.
Indeed, thanks Amelia. One Nation is scrambling to clarify its migration targets after a new MP said they'd be in line with Labor's plan. But an expert has slammed the entire migration debate, warning politicians are focusing on the wrong issue.
Migration policy is all about numbers, and Barnaby Joyce enumerates his number numerous times.
It's 130,000, it's 130,000, it's 130,000.
Not according to new colleague David Farley yesterday.
Potentially an extra 100,000 on top of the 130,000.
Yeah. One Nation left scrambling.
OK, so he was just wrong saying there'd be an extra 100.
There's not going to be an extra 100 on top of that, no.
One Nation now changing what the 130,000 figure represents. Its policy says it's total visas, but Pauline Hanson today says it's now a net migration figure, the number of people coming to Australia minus those leaving, a very different measure.
On migration, the one thing you think they could be consistent on, they're certainly not.